Why should you study in New Zealand, and especially why should you study even as a scholar? All right, you can gain a world-class education and better career prospects. All New Zealand universities are in the top 3% of universities worldwide by QS World University Rankings. You will gain leadership skills and practical skills to share with your country. You will also feel welcome in New Zealand's multicultural society that proudly celebrates its bicultural heritage. You also study in English language. Learning and living abroad in an English-speaking country will reinforce your English language skills. English is the most commonly spoken language in New Zealand, okay? You can enjoy also a good work-life balance in New Zealand. For this scholarship at New Zealand, please have in mind that the application is free. So as an international student, I will click on international tertiary students. Brings me to this page here, scholarship for international tertiary students. We have a lot of things to check out before you put in your application. You need to check if your country is part of the eligible countries. You also need to check the eligibility criteria. You also need to check the study subjects. All right, if you have your courses there, you need to check research available courses, how to make your application for the scholarship. Also check or read up how you get selected as a scholar. Let's look at the first one together to check eligible countries. So we'll click on it. NACI New Zealand scholarships are available to citizens from eligible countries. If your country is not on this list, the New Zealand government does not offer any academic scholarships to you. You need to select your region here. Click on Asia countries. You have Sri Lanka, Malaysia, Nepal, Philippines, Bangladesh, and the rest of them. Then if you're from Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, African countries, you have your Algeria, Angola. So you have Ghana here. You're from Egypt, you can also apply Cameroon, you can also apply, right, Nigeria, Mauritius, you can also apply Rwanda, you can apply Senegal, South Africa, Uganda, Tunisia, Zimbabwe, you can also apply. What are the levels of study available to you if you are from these African countries? You can apply for a postgraduate certificate 6 months. You can apply for postgraduate diploma 1 year. You can apply for a master's 1 to 2 years. You can apply for a PhD 3 to 5 years. Right, you have the aim for scholars selected in 2024 to enter their study country to commence study from semester 1 in 2025. The application is absolutely free. If you are from an eligible country, check if you meet the eligibility criteria for a New Zealand scholarship. Next is for us to check the eligibility criteria. After checking and seeing that your country is part of it, to apply for scholarship, you must meet the eligibility criteria. So there is this questionnaire here. The eligibility questionnaire will establish whether you are eligible for a scholarship by checking which country you hold citizenship, how long you've been living in your home country, how much work experience you have, whether we provide scholarships to your country or not. You must complete the eligibility questionnaire before you can apply for a scholarship. Complete the Manaki New Zealand Scholarship online eligibility test here. And then please note that 2024 eligibility test is currently. So we're here now in February, it's open. All right, so let's look at some of the eligibility requirements here. Age requirement for scholars, work experience requirement for scholars. Scholars must contribute to their country's development. Residency requirement to scholars' home country. Academic and English requirements for scholars. Eligibility for Manaki Scholarship alumni. Immigration and visa requirements for scholars. New Zealand border requirements. The third thing to note here is the study subject. All right, study subjects we strongly recommend for your country based on your country's social and economic needs. So you read up all other information here. So I'm going to choose, for example, Africa. So for Africa, qualifications and recommended subjects, you may only study at postgraduate level in New Zealand if you're from Africa. These countries I've mentioned. The recommended sectors and subjects for eligible students from Africa. So you have the courses here. Climate change and resilience, climate change and environment, renewable energy, good governance, and then you also have some courses here. So if you look at under each of them, you have agribusiness, agri-commerce, agricultural or horticultural management, agricultural technology, dairy system, farm management, rural development, supply chain. When you scroll down, you have climate change, environmental law, environmental management, renewable energy, energy policy, and then under governance, you have public policy, energy, environmental health, education, peace and conflict studies, public policy, public financial management, international law, economics, and accounting. So your course, your previous study must be in line with these ones that you have mentioned here. First step here is to research approved education institutions and their course catalog. So you click on that. Okay, so research available courses. Scholars can study abroad in New Zealand at one of 8 universities or 3 institutes of technology. Auckland University of Technology, Lincoln University, Massey University, University of Auckland, University of Canterbury, University of Otago, University of Waikato, and Victoria University of Wellington. You also need to go back to check the courses. From Africa, you have food security and agriculture. The courses are there, climate change and environment, renewable energy, good governance. So I could just click on University of Auckland and it takes me to their page. This is their page here, and this is where you have some of the programs here. Master of Public Policy, Master of Regional Development, Master of Robotics. Public Policy, which is what I just found on their page now, Master of Public Policy. So I will just click on it to find out more information. Right, here you have Master of Public Policy here. Okay, so you have the application, semester 1 here, duration full-time. Okay, available locations, Auckland. All right, point 120 or 180. ECTS program, postgraduate thought and research options are available. Program overview here, you can read that all. Subjects here. The next step is for you to apply for a New Zealand scholarship. So how to apply, what to do before you apply, tips for that, select your region to find the application process for your country. 2024 Tertiary Manaki New Zealand and Scholarship Portal will open at midnight on 1st of February 2024 and it will close 29th February 2024. So please see the application opening and closing date for further information. So you have different ways to apply for different countries. For some African countries I mentioned earlier, you have your tab here, African countries, how to apply. But there's a note here. It says, please note that the Manaki New Zealand Scholarship Program application system must close early to countries from which a large volume of applications have been received. To avoid disappointment, we strongly recommend you apply as early as possible. So you click on the online here. It brings you this page, apply online for Manaki Scholarship. You follow this step-by-step procedure. Right, so the first thing is for you to create an account. Okay, so you have it there. The second thing is for you to confirm your eligibility. Third thing is for you to complete and submit your application, right? And then you confirm your eligibility, register for Manaki Scholarship account, set your password. Okay, so it said you'll be sent an email to set a password to complete the registration process. Click on the link in the email you've provided, which will take you to a screen where you need to set your password. Remember to look in your spam folder where automated messages are sometimes filtered. To complete your application before the closing date, which I said earlier, February 29th. Then application writing tips, you can read up all of this and I'm going to read it. You must supply a valid email address which they use to send you further details. You can change your email address after you submit your application.